I've been drawing traditional art since I was 7 years old, using pencils, pens, and colored pencils. But for digital art, I started in 2009 with a mouse. When I was around 7 to 8 years old, I really liked watching anime on afternoon TV, so I drew my favorite characters from time to time. And I also saw Arina Tanemura Sensei's art on stickers, and I thought it was really nice, so I copied it. The art was really pretty and different from the anime I saw on TV because it's very detailed with lots of flowers, which I find really appealing. And I didn't stop drawing since then. Yeah, we didn't have that magazine where I'm from, but I bought all her manga that was released before or during the early 2000s. Yes, I bought it in a bookstore. It was translated in English though. I was pretty lucky that Japan and the Philippines are so close to each other that we get some of the older manga releases. As for the stickers that I saw, they weren't official, but they included her name in one of the sticker sheets. That's how I found out about her. It's like a bootleg shop in a small market where they sell bootleg merch everywhere. So when I found the stickers, I really loved this style, so I looked everywhere for similar styles. Good thing I found a sticker sheet that had her name on it, or else I'll never find out who the artist is. Yes, to recap, I started drawing around 7 or 8 years old using pencil and paper, and then I saw Arina Tanemura Sensei's art on stickers and copied her style. As I grew up, I eventually moved on to digital art using a mouse around 2009. In 2009, I used a mouse and the program was Photoshop. After a few months, I got a small tablet without a screen, which is similar to the ones used for signing. I started using Paint Tool Sai because I heard it was very popular and easy to use for beginners. I used to watch a lot of how to draw Wacom videos on YouTube, where artists would draw using their tablets. I think they were called Drawing with Wacom. Some of the thumbnails showed LCD tablets, which had me surprised because I didn't know tablets with a screen existed. When using a screenless drawing tablet that I use, it can be difficult to see the exact position of your pen since you're looking at a separate screen. Having a tablet with a screen is similar to drawing with pencil and paper, so this inspired me to save up and purchase my first LCD tablet, which is the Wacom Cintiq 13 HD. It was the smallest option I could find at that time. Eventually, I upgraded to a 24-inch tablet, but it took me around 7 years to make this change. Yes, it was a huge improvement and it made me draw faster and more efficient. When I first started doing digital art, my biggest influences are the illustrators Yoneyama Mai, Mika Picazo, and Anmi, to name a few. Animations produced by Kyoto Animation was also a huge inspiration for me. There are a lot of sources of inspiration these days, such as gacha game illustrations and a lot of amazing illustrators online. I attended a design school for my college education, although it wasn't specifically an art school focused on teaching drawing skills. When I began the program, I expected that they would cover illustration and digital art techniques. However, as I progressed through the program, I realized that these subjects were not part of the curriculum. Instead, the degree focused on web design, graphic design, business, video production, sound design, and photography. Despite not teaching us about digital illustrations as I expected, I was able to apply what I learned in other areas to my illustrations. For example, the knowledge I gained from my photography class, such as depth of field and composition, was very useful in illustrations. Additionally, the graphic design skills I learned were helpful when designing my website and merchandise. So, even though I didn't get the education I expected, it was still very valuable in my field of work right now. Probably my fan art of Mirai Kuriyama from Beyond the Boundary. In this illustration, I focused more on the movement, light, and expression. I was very proud of how it turned out. I wanted my future artworks to look like this. Despite my best efforts, things do not always go as planned, but over time I was able to consistently find ways around that. I don't think there's any reason in particular, but when I look at photographs with strong lighting, I experience stronger emotions and find it easier to focus on the subject, especially when the photographer did the lighting setup. This makes me believe that I can achieve a similar effect with my illustrations. Yeah, since then I started looking at illustrators' work with similar composition and lighting to see how they apply these techniques in their work. It's quite difficult, but it's also fun. It's like solving a puzzle or solving a mystery or doing a challenge. I think learning from photographs is harder than learning from other illustrations. I do think drawing inspiration from real life is very important, so I combine real life, photographs, and illustrations as my study material. Around 2014, I got a job for a game called Million Arthur. Yes, it was a card illustration for a sports event, and that was my very first commercial work. I was really happy to see my art in a game, and I thought I want to do this again since I really like seeing my art in games, merchandise, and promotional materials. When I was starting out, it was really hard to get jobs similar to that, so I just kept drawing and doing fan art, original art, and I posted them online. Thankfully, I still get work, especially from people who see my art, both fan art and original, on social media. Many clients or agencies would contact me after seeing my work on Pixiv or Twitter. They would tell me that they really like this or that particular illustration that I posted, and it's mostly my original work where they seem to really like the atmosphere or the theme and would commission me to get a similar piece. I don't think there was a specific point where I decided I want to be a professional illustrator now. It's just that I was fortunate enough to get jobs on a consistent basis in this field, and it felt like this is the path that I should take because it's also a path that gives me the most satisfaction and it allows me to draw freely. I don't think there's one particular point I can call a turning point just yet. I think I just take as many jobs as I can consistently, so I haven't had the chance to work on that one big thing or anything that I can recall. For the time being, I can envision doing more light novel work because I get to design the characters, draw the covers, and then see the illustration used in PR materials. It's amazing to see my art, especially in advertisements, so I think I might go that route, but it's really hard to decide because I also enjoy drawing illustrations for other things like art books and official goods. I think mostly for all ages, just like Fuji Choco-sense's illustration books. I hope I get the chance to do that someday. When I look at other people's art books, I see that there are a lot of original art, but I think my portfolio still lacks original art because I've just been working a lot the entire year. But next year, for sure, I'll do my best to draw more original work. Yes, I like to draw more of my original characters, White Rabbit and Cheshire Cat, especially since I have a lot of ideas for them, like story, backgrounds, and interactions, also lots of cute outfits. They are characters based on Alice in Wonderland, White Rabbit, and Cheshire Cat. White Rabbit is very shy and timid, while Cheshire Cat is always angry and somebody you'd call a tsundere. I'd like to draw more scenarios where they're interacting like a slice of life or fantasy situations. Yes, I do feel pressure sometimes, especially if I know it's work that a lot of people will see, so I want it to be really good. I want to do my best and make good work. However, most work requires you to finish in a really short time, so there's pressure to do good and draw fast. I can always draw quickly, but there's a difference between work done fast and work I spent time on polishing the details, checking for mistakes, and making sure the proportions are correct. So there's still pressure, but lately there is less because I've gained more experience, confidence, and now draw faster than when I started. On work days, I start with 20 minutes of warm-up or gesture drawings where I use reference photos and I copy the poses. It helps me feel more relaxed and confident throughout the workday. During my day off, I take breaks from work, like do chores, go on a walk, or play some games. I also find inspiration in art books, especially when I feel down or stressed out, because when I look at the art books of my favorite artists, I feel very motivated and inspired. The kind of games that I like are Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing, and Monster Hunter Rise. I enjoy playing games like that where there is an open world that I can explore, and I really like Breath of the Wild because it's a big inspiration for me, especially when I explore places with big landscapes and different seasons. I think it's very inspiring and creative. I started streaming on YouTube without a VTuber avatar a long time ago because I saw artists do the same thing, and I thought it was really amazing that they can interact with their fans directly, or they can get feedback directly. I started on Twitch because I couldn't figure out how to do it on YouTube at the time. I was really shy at first and I wasn't confident because English isn't my first language. Eventually, VTubers became popular and I saw that you can use VTuber avatars or live 2D models to express yourself better. It's really amazing because fans can see your expressions, like your mouth movements or where you're looking at. I think it really adds to the experience. So far, being a VTuber has been really fun. I've been VTubing for 3 years, only streaming for once a week. I thought if I kept being shy all my life, I'll miss out on a lot of opportunities. Communicating with fans on stream is really fun because you get instant feedback, and most of the times, the fans have really funny things to say. I want to do something for self-improvement as well, and I thought streaming would be a nice first step. In streaming, you don't see the people you're talking to, you just see numbers, or sometimes you can even turn it off so you just see the actual chat and you're not aware that there's probably 50, 100, or 1,000 people actually listening to you. When I go to conventions and meet my fans, I would stream after the convention is over so I can give a report or tell all the stories that have happened. I would also show pictures and videos, and some of the fans would go, "Oh, I was there, that was me," or "I did this and that, I bought this and that, oh, I'm the one who asked for a signature on this specific thing," and I thought that's really fun. My advice is first figuring out how to set up a stream, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube, then getting a proper and affordable mic, and just start streaming. Simply talking or voicing out your thoughts while drawing is a really good practice whether somebody is watching or not, and once you've started attracting more people to your stream, you'll be more confident in speaking, and your viewers will stay because they like the insightful things you have to say, or they really like the art you're working on. I think that is the first step, is to just simply try it out. Yes, I noticed a big change. I'm more aware of my thoughts and I can express them clearly. I can speak English confidently, and it has improved as well. I've made new friends, connections, and I feel more connected to my fans. I only stream a minimum of once a week every Saturday. That's because on Mondays to Friday I work, and most of my work I can't really stream because it's under NDA. For streaming itself, I take care of everything myself, but for the VTuber model that I use, the Live 2D model, I only did the illustration and somebody else did the animation part of it. Yeah, somebody else did the rigging and animation for the Live 2D avatar that I use. I think it's really difficult. I watched him rig some parts of the face, and it's really amazing the amount of time and effort they put in animation. I can only speak on the illustration side of it because that's all I contributed, but even that alone is difficult because you have to draw each component separately. even the eyes, like each highlight, each lashes must be kept separate. It's quite tedious.